Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour, salut, hola, shalom, all of those things.
Yeah, man.
Assalamu alaikum.
Linguist.
Yeah, come on. I was trying to think of some more. Namaste, konnichiwa.
Yeah, man. He's killing it.
How do you say in Nigerian?
I don't know, man. Well, hello, Bounty.
Bounty.
Yeah. Or
I have
hello,
to remember
'cause
that
it's English, isn't it?
Bro, when I go to the
Bounty.
Angel Bakery, I need to remember that. It's another episode of We Think We Know Sports. We are back.
We are back.
We are back. And before we start, I just want to give a massive shout out to Ryan and Alex of the Don't Be a Dick podcast.
Yeah.
That was a very enjoyable
The
episode.
homies.
I've got quite a lot of good feedback from those clips and everything that like we've posted and everything. So if you haven't already checked out our episode, check out the Don't Be a Dick podcast. Also, while we're on the topic of shout outs, I just want to give a shout out to Haley's White Chocolate, aka Dan Edwards. She asked me to shout him out on the pod. He's an avid listener, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, shouts him out.
Yeah, man. So
I didn't know where you were going there from.
no.
completely.
Haley was like, just give him a shout out. I was like, we've got him.
Why have you baited up while you're doing?
Because you made me, fam.
I mean,
Fucking
sure.
guy.
My bad. Shouts out, my man. Yeah. for
Shouts
real.
out Dan though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our shout outs done for. How are you, Mr. Young?
Yeah, man. I've been alright. It's been a slow week, so. But I've been good. Yeah. My
Slow
babes
week.
just come back, so yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's been a fast week for me.
Well, it's Thursday already. Like the week's gone quickly, but I feel like at work I haven't been doing nothing. Just been going. Like I played ball. I've been in bed on time. Like yeah, it's been
Man
alright,
said I've
man.
been in bed on time.
Bro, I'll be out here.
Do you know it's like one of the most difficult things to do?
I'll be out here, bro. And by on time I mean like 12 o'clock.
That's better than me.
Yeah, bro.
Me and Tanai were having this conversation. It was just like, bro, we just end up going to bed at ridiculous times for no reason, fam.
Yeah, man.
I would tell
Doesn't make any
myself
sense.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'll get myself into bed. I'm still scrolling. I'm still doing stupidness. I'm still watching YouTube
I
or
got a
something.
TV at the foot of my bed.
I've got my laptop. I've got tablets. I've got my phone. I've
Bro,
got bare things,
The
fam.
setup's brand new.
It's all mad, fam.
Man, them don't understand the coziness.
It's crazy, fam. But yeah, I played football this Tuesday.
Yeah.
I finally got back into it, and let me just give a little shout out to myself because I fucking balled out. I fucking played hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling in the groove. I was like, yo, I missed the fucking game, bro.
My
Like,
dumb. Yeah.
I actually miss it. Like, and yeah, man. I was talking to a few people, maybe start up a team next season, but I'm looking to get into coaching. So let's
Yeah,
hopefully
man.
see how that goes.
Yeah,
And,
pattern that up. Give back to the youth.
Yeah, man, 100%. I'd like to imagine finding the next baller, the next best thing.
No, it would burn me.
For real. You actually be
Nah,
envious. Like,
no,
little
not at
you.
all. I love to
fucking
see
prick.
my YGs killed, man. I can't lie.
No, that would be sick. Just to
Not
find.
me. I love to show the love and support, bro. But yeah, how you been?
I'm alright, man. I'm alright. I've been looking forward to this episode somewhat. Although, like I said, I ain't made much notes on it.
No one
There's
vibe,
been
but
bare fucking.
plenty.
There's been so much fucking shit going on that we
Mhm.
just had to record an episode.
Yeah, man, makes no sense.
So you might as well dive into it. Bro, well, as we always do, we start off with our fantasy. And Vivek's at the top, and this motherfucker's been bugging me, bro. Every week, this motherfucker's at the top, right? He just keeps messaging me. He's like, I'm at the top this week. And I'm like, bloody Indians. That's about all I can say.
Mad.
Man, like Vivek, though, shouts you out. You're doing well at the top right now. He's coming in hard, I'm not going to lie.
Mate, all I know is I don't want you to win the money, Vivek.
No, we don't. And on that note, if you haven't already, join the fantasy league. There's still £100 for the winner. If you think you're doing well when you own one, you might as well jump on board our one and see if you can get £100 in your pocket.
What? Starting from this late on in the season?
If you've already got a team and you're
You
in,
can just transfer that team to
you
the
can
other
just
league.
you can just set yourself up into another league and your points just transfer over into that league.
Oh, so not necessarily. You won't be able to play across two leagues.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can.
I'm in
With
like
the-
4 leagues at the moment.
with the same team.
Yeah. So your team.
Oh no, I'm in two. What am I talking about? I
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah. So.
Yikes! And I'm not doing well in either.
But yeah, man. So let's just get into some sports.
Yeah, man.
Let's get there, fam. So we do as we usually do football.
Yeah, man. Fuck it. Let's go with the footy.
Um,
Talk to me, because I've been watching Match of the Day, and
Alright,
still none of
so-
it makes any fucking sense to me, if I'm honest.
right now, where I stand with football, Liverpool
are going to win the league. Is that what you're saying?
Let's not go there
Let's
because
not go there because I'm scared that we'll
Listen,
fuck it up
I've-
if we.
here we go. Yeah, let me give you some. Let me give you some examples. Yeah, Liverpool are record breakers, right? But not necessarily in the best way. Because like there was a time where it was like no team has ever lost the league at Christmas.
Yeah.
Then Liverpool came around and they lost the league at Christmas.
Yeah.
No team has ever got this many points and not won the league. Who did that last season? Liverpool.
Yeah.
We always find a way to fuck it up. And this time it's been like, no team has had this advantage after 8 games. And I'm like, please, can we not do this?
Stop jinxing it.
Can we not just not do this?
Continue to jinx it now.
It's fucking pissing me off
I ain't
already.
mad.
Because I'm going to have, my level of anxiety by the end of the season is going to be so high.
Mate,
fam.
you lot won the Champions League last year.
So,
Be easy, man. Just enjoy that.
this is a marathon. This isn't a sprint.
It's not a sprint, is it?
No, the Champions League's more of a sprint. We're fine on sprints.
Yeah.
It's that marathon we can't get. And then
Knockout
fucking,
stages and that.
yeah, and then fucking hurdles and shit they keep putting in the way. But no, I'm happy with our season in general. I just can't. I spent the whole of last season,
Yeah.
literally the whole of last season on the
On
podcast.
the edge. Yeah.
It's going, we're gonna fucking win this league.
Yeah.
We took it to 38th game,
Tried to get confident with it.
And it
and
backfired.
it somewhat backfired. So like, I'm not doing it this season.
City.
I'm not doing it. But they lost.
Yeah.
They lost to Wolves,
Yeah.
who are a very well-oiled machine right now.
Is it?
Yeah, man. Since last season, they've been pretty good. I like the manager. I like the way they play
Who,
as
who
well.
manages them?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Chico Sancho Flores. I think his name is some like Portuguese one.
I've heard that name being said somewhere before. So
He actually looks kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Chico.
Sanchez Flores or something like that.
He's got all the names.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He's got all the names. But yeah, they beat Man City 2-0, which was like a massive upset.
Yeah.
Sent shockwaves around the Premier League. That's what had everyone talking that Liverpool are going to win the league.
Yeah.
But City tend to bounce back. And if you ask me, they're the team. See, my thing is, you sort of want to get this out of the way now.
Yeah.
Because if they go on
A late spree.
a massive run, like 15, 16 games, as they did last year,
Yeah.
where they're just winning every single game,
And banging in goals at the same time.
and Liverpool hit the blip at that moment, you don't know. Because our blip, was it last year? We had like 5 games. No, maybe it was last year or the year before, where we just had a little like January blip, where we lost or drew a few games, and that's what fucked us up. So I'm not going too far ahead right now.
Yeah.
I'm still holding back. I'm still like, alright, cool. But once we get to a certain stage, I'm gonna start letting it all out, fam.
Yeah.
All that build up, I'm just gonna be like, yo, because it's been about I've been alive for 26 years.
Oh.
We ain't won the league, and I've got banter for 26 years.
Yeah.
So I've got 26 years of banter.
Not
and
exactly 26 years, bro. Probably like 20 at best. But
so let's say
the first 5-6 years didn't even matter because you didn't know what you was really talking about.
yeah, but
You
let's say
probably know football a
20
little
years
bit,
of
7.
banter, right?
Yeah, 20.
That I have to just let out. I've just got to let it go now. But talking of banter, Man United are banter.
Yeah. So I keep hearing.
That is an actual mockery. It's a circus. It's a clown show right now.
Did they play Leicester?
No, they played Newcastle. They lost.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the guy's name now. It's a brother, one of the 2 brothers. I can't remember his name now. Could just Google it, but I can't be asked either. But yeah, he scored. It was on his debut as well, his Premier League debut.
Yeah.
Shouts out to him because those kind of stories are always sick. I love them. I can only
Was
imagine.
the guy Ginger? Who
Yeah,
scored?
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
because
yeah.
I did watch.
There's
the
2
game.
brothers.
Yeah, United are wank right now.
Oh, they're so bad. The problems, I don't know where the problems lie right now. The problem lies, it's a full, remember last season we had the conversation whereby, is it the fans, is it the manager, or is it the board?
Oh no, I could tell you now. If it's just everything.
It's all, and that's the problem.
It's just
It's
everything.
the whole thing. Like literally, that's why it's a clown show, because the fans, half of them want Ole in, half of them are like, let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
Half of them are like, it's the player's fault. Half of them are like, no, it's the manager's fault. Half of them are they're almost turning into Man United. Not Man United, they're almost turning into Arsenal.
Yeah, well, that's what it looks like.
And
But
the same goes for Spurs too.
They haven't been great. They haven't been good for a while.
About 5.
Yeah.
About 5 years.
And then I guess it's only about time to the fans get openly and outwardly disgruntled, isn't it?
What happened with
Frustrated.
United sort of was the same thing that happened at Arsenal, which was they would win trophies to cement over the cracks.
Yeah.
So Arsene Wenger was winning FA Cups.
Yeah, and I say that all the time, but every fan that I ever speak to is always like, no, but it don't matter, it's the league because they're holding banner and holding corn.
But if you ask me, if you're winning as a Premier League football team, right?
Yeah.
Every season you only have the chance of 4 trophies if you're in a Champions League, if you're in a European spot. If you're not, then you only pretty much travel to fight for 3 cups. So you might as well try to win them.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I don't understand. So it was cementing over the cracks in the sense that just ambitious-wise, like the ambition was, and that's why Man United are sort of lacking like right now.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer behind closed doors is saying that they might end up in a relegation battle, and that's how bad things are getting.
Why would he be saying that behind closed doors?
Because he's just calling his players shit, basically.
No.
Apparently he told them to go away on this international break and have a long, hard look at themselves, and I'm like, that long, hard look at themselves is going to be in a mansion, so they're probably not going to care.
I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. It's really, it's unusual what's going on over there.
It's because we haven't seen it in our lifetime.
They have a lot
and that's why
yeah.
what I tend to do, I think, not
things happen in cycles.
Exactly. And it's not necessarily that it's a cycle for them. It pretty much is, but it's like you could see the same problems in United, you saw them in other clubs.
Yeah.
You saw the same issues in Arsenal's and Liverpool's, and
yeah.
so you can kind of see it in that sense, and so you know it's somewhat imploding from inside.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting shit show to watch. I'm somewhat enjoying it.
Because they've got loads of capable players over there.
Yeah, and they've got like such a huge fan base based off of what they were
of the dynasty.
Yeah, of what they were.
They've got a living legacy,
and when they did it, sort of thing. Because like
on the cusp of
this
globalization,
yeah,
of sport
basically
and all of that stuff. So yeah,
literally. So
naturally,
they've got a whole load of young fans
like
crying right now, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's literally amazing.
Yeah, all the United supporters I know are just sound like bitter old men that just start telling other people about their clubs.
There's one.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
There's only one United fan I rate, and it's a guy I met in college, right? His name was Ira. Now, this guy, when I spoke to him, probably one of the most knowledgeable guys I know of football I've ever met. He was like, United, die hard, right? He was like, I want the Glazers out. And I'm talking a good 10 years ago. I was in college.
Yeah.
So he was like, I want the Glazers out. He started to support. So they made a subsection of Man United, right?
Yeah.
Which was called something to do with Man
Which
United.
they made a subsection of
Fans.
Oh.
So if you've ever seen a Man United game, there's been like a green and yellow banner going around. And that is for like fans who want the Glazers out, basically. They don't like the way the clubs run, etc., etc. They don't like all of that shit. So then they made their own team. Correct. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong or whatever, but I think it's like Club United of Manchester or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So it's like a twist on words or whatever. And they play in green and yellow. And he was like, he had one of those scarves and everything. So he was one of the United fans I met that was like proper into United.
Was he from Manchester?
I think he had family and had previously lived there, and then he moved to Tottenham.
Okay, fair enough.
He was a little fuck, but he was a baller as well, bro.
Yeah.
He was a baller.
From Manchester though, what'd you expect? The wild place?
I heard that. I do.
Gets popping over.
I heard some mad stories from Manchester.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. But yeah, that was Premier League football really. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Did Arsenal win?
Arsenal did win. But it was a pretty rubbish game. I remember watching it with Simon. Shouts out Simon.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the game was. I think they played Bournemouth actually. I think it was just Simon
1-0.
he was there like it's gonna be a high scoring game. Bournemouth attack. Arsenal have a decent attack. It was like 1-0. David Luiz scored a header. It was
Is
pretty,
it?
yeah,
Is
it
that
was
what the goal was?
pretty average from there on in.
Yeah.
Wasn't great. Arsenal look alright. My prediction of them somewhat scraping the top 4 might come true. I think it probably will, in the sense that they look more cohesive than any of the other teams around them. The only other team that looks somewhat cohesive around them is Chelsea, and that's because they've got those youth players that like sort of played with each other and know each other's game, so it's a bit cohesive there. But Arsenal have like at least a year, whereas United are just going down.
Yeah.
Spurs are going down.
Really? Is it that bad for Spurs? Where are they in the league now?
They got battered 3-0 after getting absolutely annihilated by Bayern Munich, which was
7-2.
an absolute spanking, bro. Like, did you watch the game?
I saw the highlights on BT Sport.
Bro, watching it.
Gnabry.
Wow.
Well, yeah. What's all that about?
Wow.
I can't even describe who that's like.
I've not really seen anything like
the burst of pace. The burst of pace is nuts.
And the fact that he's
under control. That's all it is.
Still as well though, like
it's just it's like watching Sabutio. You know when you just see him ping. It's like a fucking Sabutio, bro.
No, do you know what it is as well? What's interesting about
it's
it?
Quick.
Like, it's what you can do or how to nurture raw talent. Because imagine how quick this guy was at 19 at Arsenal. He must have been even more rapid than he is now somewhat.
No.
You don't reckon?
It don't work that way. When you learn to run properly. And how old is he now then?
I think like 24, 25.
No, then he's probably quicker now.
He probably has better running technique. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But in terms of having that raw talent that you need to nurture.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you're younger.
Like, Arsenal missed out on one there, man. And I don't understand how, for a team that has such a history of youth talent and bringing through players and stuff, I don't know how they let that one slip. Because he was a big talent, man. He even scored yesterday. I think they played Argentina, Germany.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think he scored. It was a pretty decent goal as well. He's been on absolute fire right now.
And he was great goals as well.
Yeah.
Good goals, all of them.
That's what I'm saying. He's absolutely on fire. And the fact that he said North London was red, it was cheeky as fuck as well.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. He's posted a picture of him in the Bayern Munich after he scored, and it says North London is red. He's still got Arsenal in his heart. I give him that. That was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a lot of Arsenal supporters are talking about that.
But yeah, man, Spurs have gone to shit. They've literally speaking to a few Spurs fans, and they're like, so obviously I'm watching the Spurs Bayern Munich game. Obviously, I messaged the group chat and I was like, "Potch out by Christmas." It was about 5-2 at the time. If you looked at the Spurs team, they looked absolutely like
uninspired.
Yeah, uninspired.
Drained, tired.
All of those things. Plus, like, no fight, no heart, no grit. Not even like when you're back against the wall. That's when. That's when you're made. That's when you've seen what kind of a man you are.
It was a different kind of spanking, man.
It's like when you get dropped, like when Tyson Fury got dropped to the floor and you had to watch my man get up.
It was a different kind of spanking, bro.
It's a similar.
No, because they scored.
It's like getting 7 knockout bangs. I guess. Yeah.
They scored bare goals.
7 knockout blows is a bit much still.
And one guy scored what? 4 of them? 3 of them?
3 of them at least. I think he scored 4 actually.
Gnabry scored 4.
I think he scored 4. He was on fire. He was actually on fire. Like one of the goals where he runs past. Oh, the touch was incredible.
It didn't make sense to me.
It was impeccable. On the run.
Yeah.
On the run, while he was running, he touched it.
Yeah.
Carried the ball in flow. It was Lionel Messi-esque.
And that's what I was thinking. But like,
literally,
it looked even quicker. And Messi's quick.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. He just knocks the ball in front of him, runs onto it.
But with that level of control,
and that finesse, and then just spanked it.
He's cold. He's very cold.
Scored goals, man.
Another one that's very cold, underrated right now, is Sadio Mane as well, man.
We had this discussion
the
other day, yeah. No.
On the phone?
Yeah, on the phone.
Yeah, no, he's definitely top 3 players in the world right now.
I was asking why don't they speak about it.
And
the guy's a freak. All of these guys are just like the same build as well.
Sort of.
Just fast, and they're all rapid.
On the wing, and that's what you need. That level, that winger position had died for a while.
Yeah,
because they had they sort of changed the way they played football, and then obviously that died out. Because even with Lionel Messi, they moved him centrally because he started as a winger.
And Ronaldo started as a winger.
Yeah, it became a lot more of a central game. The wingers weren't getting much love. Now the wingers are back on.
Yeah,
everyone loves a winger now.
Doing absolute bits.
But yeah, that's the Premier League somewhat done. Do you want to chat about this Colleen Rooney shit?
Yeah, fuck it, why not? We think we know sports.
We do think we know sports. It pissed me off somewhat, man.
Why?
Because Wags needs to stay out of the game, bro.
Bro, this is the 21st century.
And part of me did have that thought process. No, genuinely. It was in the sense that, like, bruv, whether they like it or not, they're gonna be in the limelight, right? So like if you're an athlete, you have to somewhat expect that your wife's gonna be a wag, even if you don't want it to be. Like, the sun will make her a wag.
They don't have to be, man.
You don't think so? You think it's a choice?
It's not a choice, but there's a way you can conduct yourself. Depends on the status of the football player. That's all it is.
Of course.
Messi's wife, is she really in the spotlight like that?
But I don't think other cultures have that wag lifestyle. Apart from the Italians. Italians tend to flash their wives quite a bit in terms of footballers. They have like news reporter wives and this, that, and the other. Trust me, I've seen images flashing around.
Why?
What do you mean why?
News reporter wives.
And all of that, yeah, they do tend to do stuff
Oh,
like
I
that.
guess, well, like Frank Lampard's married that woman who does the One Show, so yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they do stuff like that.
Celebrity couples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
but
Because you don't hear about Mo Salah's girl.
no, but that's his
Obviously,
lifestyle in terms of Egyptian lifestyle,
come
isn't it?
on,
Like,
yeah.
he likes to keep the family separate. He even said that as well. My family, and that's somewhat, I guess, it's cultural, right?
Yeah, he's from Egypt.
No, because that's the same with Messi. Messi said, like, I keep my family separate, my football separate. Like, those are two different entities. I don't want them to coincide. And I think they got the right idea.
Boy, that's a lie.
I think they got the right idea.
Mm.
Imagine being Lionel Messi, bruv. Even Mo Salah.
Yeah.
That would just be so annoying.
Like, you don't hear anything about Messi.
They tend to say that those players and that type of player, so to say, tend to be family men. So they don't tend to get up to trouble and do all the nonsense. It tends to just, I don't know, what makes a wag, essentially?
It just stands for wives and girlfriends.
Yeah. But
obviously, it's like a
lifestyle. It's like the football of wives, what you were
like
talking about earlier. It's like
sick show. Big up that.
I never watched it.
I won't get into it, obviously, but football.
But I don't understand it, man.
For those who know.
So Colleen Rooney blames Rebeckah Vardy.
How did this all start? Because I thought it started with Rebeckah Vardy blaming Colleen Rooney.
No, so Coleen comes out and she says that someone's been leaking stuff to the press, which is the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she's managed to filter down her Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Make up fake stories, block people along the way, and then filter it down to one person, who she then, like, the way, shouts out Colleen Rooney, yeah, because she should write books, bruv. The way she wrote it out was pretty sick. We'll talk about the use of English language, right? It was the whole ... It's Rebeckah Vardy. I was like, yo, this is fam. This is like some fucking story time.
You're
fam.
easily entertained. Because I tell you what that was. That was a load of poppycock. And a waste of fucking time.
It is a waste of time. I'm not gonna.
Look.
It doesn't even.
It's interesting, right, that it makes the news. What I don't understand is what is going on between these two women.
No, here's my issue. It shouldn't make the news. It should be dealt with on stuff like social media and like.
Well, that's where we
like
saw it, isn't
and like
it?
podcasts. Yeah, I didn't see. It was on the news. It was on BBC Radio and stuff like that. Like, people were talking. Like, it was on TalkSport and it was on news outlets.
Why is this a big thing?
That's what I'm saying. It should have been left on like a social media platform. It's not big enough news to get that coverage.
Shall we delve into what we've been told and actually like give these ladies an appraisal?
Somewhat.
All right, fuck it. Let's do it then. Continue with how it went then.
Yeah. So essentially, what happened was, she said it was Rebeckah Vardy. Then Rebeckah Vardy replied and said that she had just got off the phone and said that you should have spoken to me before you made these allegations. I would never do it. I don't need the money. And that was pretty much it.
Okay.
So that's all that was said and somewhat done. Now, part of me agrees with you in a sense that this isn't big news. Why are we even talking about it? It's like, it's school playground sort of bullshit.
Yeah.
Literally. He said this, she said that, basically.
Yeah.
But it's also wild to me, to a certain extent, that we as human beings have lived in the social media area for a good 5 to 10 years now. Most of us, easily. We've seen the negative effects of it. We've seen the negative implications of it. But yet they still want to do this. Like, I can post some salacious shit. I can say bullshit. Because really and truly, it doesn't mess up my bag. It could mess up a bag in the future, but it's not messing up a bag now. These men are sitting on millions of pounds. And instead of putting the phone down and saying, you know what? I'm just going to go and have an expensive coffee, which you can have. You can go drive your car.
An expensive coffee.
Bruv! And that's how stupid it is. Like, that's how stupid they can waste their time with, yeah? But they want to be on social media.
Aren't they mothers? I thought they should be raising their children, to be fair.
That's one that I didn't even think of.
But to be fair, obviously, it's weird. They are, the wives of, the partners of, like, pretty high-profile people, I guess, in some regard. Maybe not so much Jamie Vardy, but Wayne Rooney, come on, man. That guy's like scored the most goals.
Yeah, but then it comes down to, like, how much do we...
To me, he's not relevant anymore, so it's weird.
How much do we accredit... This is going to sound mad salacious, right? But it comes from a comedian, so it's not me that said this, right?
Yeah.
But essentially, how much credit do we give women who are just married to men of power?
I don't know if it's about credit.
Because Bill Burr, shouts out Bill Burr, one of my...
Yeah. Have you seen it?
He's hilarious.
Yeah,
right?
one of the goats.
I've loved him from his Laughapalooza, I think it was.
Yeah,
back in
Laughapalooza.
2011, that time ago.
He's sick.
But so he said, how can Michelle Obama be going on a tour around the country for having no job? Like, she literally was just the second lady. And it is a job, but it's not a job.
It's diplomatic.
It is diplomatic.
It's for diplomatic.
And that's why I said it comes from a comedian. It's going to sound salacious, but it's like... Yeah. Not that a wag is anywhere near Michelle Obama. Don't get it twisted. They will never be on the same level. But essentially, how come just because you're a wife, why do we give
credence to it?
And it's just English culture. Well, not just English culture, it's Western culture.
Somewhat.
Because Americans do it to their celebrities too.
I don't know, like things like this happen in other countries as well. Sometimes politically people come out and they say things. I don't know. It's because it's almost like a comical situation, which is why
very comical.
I don't know. It's almost comical, but then like Colleen Rooney obviously, I don't know, she feels like someone's like out to get her.
Yeah, and she feels a bit betrayed, so I can understand that to a certain extent. But
I think the whole thing's fucking jokes, bro.
I just don't understand it, man.
I think it's hilarious. That's the conclusion I've drawn. No one gives a fuck, and I think it's hilarious. Like,
bro, who needs Jeremy Kyle when you have Instagram?
It's so weird.
It literally just happens.
It's so weird that these women are beefing and everyone cares. And it ain't even a sick beef where people are like cussing people out. She's telling tales on me and leaking my info and breaching the GDPR.
Basically.
Breaching GDPR for bread. And then another lady just comes out and denies it. And the rest is yet to unfold. And now people are memeing their husbands.
Man. It makes our news, literally.
People are memeing their husbands and finding pictures of these men. Were they close before though? Is that the thing?
I don't know.
I think that's what people have been saying, that they were like.
No idea.
Are Wayne Rooney and Jamie Vardy close?
I have no idea. I think the wives are close.
Are they even the same age?
I think supposedly what I've read in Stephen Gerrard's book is like the wags tend to stick together in it. So like obviously, if everyone's on England duty, all the wags are going to be together in one hotel. They stay together, so they all build bonds together as well. So
that makes sense.
That's how they build bonds. But I still don't understand why we give them media coverage. Like if they work in the media, yes, but I didn't know who Rebeckah Vardy was. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, "Is this Vardy's wife, or am I just being one of them guys that like people might just have the surname Vardy in it?" Like,
to be fair, yeah.
And I had to check. I
just thought the way she had spelt Rebeckah was weird.
Yeah, and that as well, innit? Like,
that's what it was for me. I saw that and I was like, something looks off about this.
But let's get off this topic.
Yeah, man. Wow, that wasted a lot of our time.
Bro, let's get to some basketball now, you ready? I want to start with something, you know, because last week we shouted out the BBL, British Basketball League, and that, and I said that I wanted to follow it up and catch up on it, but that was very short-lived because I went on to the BBL YouTube page, and they only have full match highlights.
Live.
And I'm not gonna-
They're not highlights. This the full match.
There you go. I'm not trying to sit there and watch 2
You
hours.
can skip through.
No. Now, what I'm trying to propose here is, yeah, you got me and Yang here. We love basketball.
Oh my
Let's just set up a fucking highlight reel or something, yeah, where we can fucking just actually get some fucking footage where condensed games are, bruv. Me and Coleen will commentate.
I mean, they've got commentators already.
Well, put some damn condensed highlights on so we can watch these games. Because I'm not gonna sit here and watch 2 hours worth of
I don't
content.
know, man. It's probably a financial thing, and obviously I've been to a couple games past couple
Weirdly,
weeks.
they have player highlights, but not team highlights.
So they just need someone who has the time to edit it, but most people are working in it. It's like, and I don't know if they can outsource that.
Listen, British Basketball League. Join
don't-
up. We think we know
it's-
sports.
yeah,
Well, let's make something happen.
Genuinely told you, I don't think they can outsource at the moment. Or
We think we know
or they-
sports. Let's
or-
make it
or
happen.
that-
I'm putting this out there in the atmosphere, Ian, all right?
Why?
So we can.
Why?
I don't know. Why not?
No, because I'm already there at the moment trying to make, and it's like I guess I haven't really spoken about it, but it's like weird at the minute. So for me, like speaking on it, it's just it feels a bit weird, really.
Nah, man.
No, because like obviously we can talk about BBL highlights and everything, but like
That's all I want is BBL highlights. I just want
Yeah,
to
no,
watch
I
some
feel you.
games.
I
And
feel
that's
you.
all that's all I'm saying right now.
yeah, I guess so.
That's
I mean,
literally all I'm saying.
most people think that. Obviously, I would like to see that as well, but bro,
Like, you know how
I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm not trying to put the work in. It's long.
I heard that. I heard
Bro,
that.
you saw how long the clip is. It's 2 hours long.
Bro.
You gotta cut that down into quarters. To be fair, it's not that long, but you have to devote your time to it. It has to be sick.
Yeah.
Do you get me? You have to get the feed of the thingy.
You have
Like
to
it
come
can
up with your
happen.
own
Yeah, they
blueprint
can
and
shout
stuff.
us, but at the same time,
Like,
I'm just being.
if you
completely
want some
honest.
creative mindset or you want some opinions, some ideas, let's make
Yeah.
something happen if you want. But that's all I had to say on British Basketball League. So I haven't actually caught up with anything
Just
because
came to sell himself.
I didn't. Yeah, somewhat.
Look, I watched a couple games because I've been going to games. Let
So-
me talk about that.
Go on.
Yes. So I got to see the first 2 home games for the London City Royals. I've been doing a bit of work down there recently.
Okay, how'd that go?
The game or the work?
The game.
The
first.
game. So the game
Like, how are
was
they doing?
pretty. Like the Royals are looking real nice, man. I'll be honest. Like
So does it work in the same way it works in America? So we have East and West, and then we have playoffs, or do we just have a league?
we just have a league, bro. It's
And if
it's
someone
about the way
wins the
it's about obviously it's more north and south. We're a lot
Okay.
smaller.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
You know, the east and west
But do we do
coast.
the same thing, sort of?
I mean,
it's
we've
the
got a
same
team in
formula?
Scotland. I mean, there are. I don't know much about it. Like, there's only so many teams.
That's why I wanted to watch it this season, so I could learn.
There are only so many. It's just there's a playoff, obviously, and then you got a trophy.
Yeah.
But this year, I watched BBL Cup games basically, and Andrew Lawrence, who's been like a GB point guard and all of that kind of
Okay.
stuff. He plays for the Royals. He's really, really good, man.
Andrew Lawrence.
He makes it look real easy.
Uh-huh.
Orland Jackman's a beast. He's been playing really well. They played Bristol. Got to see Jordan that day as well.
Okay.
Blew
Nichols.
Bristol out. Absolutely blew 'em
Really?
out. Yeah, man.
So Bristol
Like,
aren't great.
No, it's not. I don't know, man. I personally feel like the Royals were actually just a better team on the night. Like, it's not necessarily that they weren't good. They played better defense. They pushed the ball in transition really well, and they were knocking down threes down the stretch. And they started knocking. They were kind of deadly from long in it.
Another
like, a lot of
question I
men
had,
were
right,
putting up shots
just-
from deep.
Quickly,
Mm.
our court sizes are the same.
Yeah, man.
NBA standards.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Big dudes down there playing, man. They've got 2 6'11" twin Lithuanians. Lietova, shouts out them, man. The Lovrinovich twins,
Okay.
putting in work. And it's easy for me to talk about it and not like feel awkward about talking about the games because them man have been killing. Like the
Yeah.
second game was good. It was a London derby, innit? It was a slightly closer game, but they just pulled away with it after the second half. And it was like they were trading, they were down for a bit.
What
then
are we
they got the lead.
expecting for them to win it?
I reckon they've got a good chance. I haven't seen all the other teams. Obviously, as you said,
You got
the
anyone?
clips on YouTube are long.
Bro, they're so
But-
long.
No, but I don't know.
Because I actually, like I said, I actually want to. Me and Owen had this conversation already, and I was like, I'd rather support the homegrown talent rather than them man abroad in it.
No, I feel you, but at the same time,
So that's why I'd like to get that content because
It's just
I'm trying to
about-
see some highlights, but I can't find any.
yeah. I mean, or you could get down to games.
I was gonna see when the next one you have on. So I'm gonna try and come down to
Yeah,
them.
man, sure. I mean, it's fast in Crystal Palace, but yeah, no, man, they're doing well. Like they play well as a team as well, and they're good defensively. Like I feel like when the coach decides to tell them to switch it on, they just all switch it on.
Yeah.
They've got really good pieces down the stretch. Like they've got in terms of like a deep bench, they've got a great guard. I think he's American, Matt Scott or something like that. Nice lefty, real good. Gets to wherever he wants on the floor. Finds people. LVC plays pretty well as well. They're playing well at the moment, so
Sounds good.
makes
Sounds
it easy to watch. Couple dunks here and there.
How's the job going though? Chat to us about the job.
It's all right. I'm not even gonna. It's just a political situation, I guess.
We'll leave
in
it.
some regards.
Should we step on to the other political
I'm still
situation?
going to do it, but yeah, man, we'll just see how it goes.
Should we step to the other political situation then?
Which other political situation?
The China and the NBA.
Mate, so I was listening to some stuff about that, about how the Houston Rockets general manager said gave his regards to Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
And just fucked up the bag for everybody.
Bruv, apparently losing about almost $1 billion. I read an article on it yesterday from CNN, right? And it was
China volatile. They love it, man. They're down for it. They're always ready. I rate it.
very, very
They're ready.
nationalist.
Pride.
Very,
Just
bruv,
like Russia, to be fair.
crazy.
Something about the East Coast. But that's the way it's spun to us. We have to remember that we are in the West.
To a degree, but to an extent, this proved it somewhat to me in the sense that like a lot of half of the companies. I think in 2 days it went from the Chinese people being like, all right, we're not doing this, we're not fucking with you, and then it went from every single company being like, we're no longer streaming any NBA games, we're no longer sending any merch, we're no longer putting you on our TVs. Every single company has pulled out.
Is that how bad it's going?
Literally, I think I saw when I read the CNN article. I think it was about 34 companies in total from China have just pulled out and said we're not fucking with the NBA anymore.
But
That's a
when
lot.
when did that happen? Because I still saw NBA. I saw highlights from games being played.
They're playing in Japan. They're not playing in China.
Oh my lord! I didn't realize.
I'm
Yo,
pretty sure
that switched up the fucking tone. What?
Yeah, it's a bit mad. It's mad. It is mad.
34 companies have pulled out sponsorship and like thingy for the NBA.
Apparently, they make up
Bruv.
approximately. So when I read the article, they make
That
up.
is wild.
China currently makes up 10% of the overseas revenue from the NBA.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a good stake.
From one country. That's a lot.
Fuck.
And their plan was to get that to 30% by 2030.
Yikes.
They fucked that whole lot. They fucked that
Who's
all
they?
up, bro.
It was him.
It was Daryl Morey from the
Daryl
Houston- Morey
Yeah.
from the Houston
Rockets,
Houston
the general
Rockets.
manager.
I don't know. And then obviously the pressure is building on Adam Silver. And I don't understand is he the owner or like
No, he's a commissioner.
the commissioner, that's the word.
Yeah. Don't nobody own it. It's got a board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as the commissioner of the NBA,
Mm.
it must be mad difficult right now because it is a basketball league.
Yeah.
It's not actually a political power
Well, no.
or a political entity, but it's going up against a government now.
Well, yeah.
And then now you have people like fucking Trump coming out and sending shots for flipping Kerr and Popovich, and it's just becoming all mad politics, bro.
Did he?
Yeah. He came out yesterday or today, and he was like, "I can't believe the NBA are bending at the whim of China. People like Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich are just looking scared to even talk about it, but they can talk freely about America and da-da-da-da-da." And I'm thinking, just shut the fuck up.
I mean,
Even today, a CNN reporter asked Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and she got shut down completely. They were like, "Listen, we don't want any political questions here. We only want NBA questions, only basketball-related questions only." And that's it. And I agree. But I've stopped trying to word your questions in a certain way that's going to put these men in trouble and fuck up their bag. Why? If you're going to go out and do what Daryl Morey
the bag
did, yeah,
already done fucked up.
no, but Daryl Morey fucked up the bag on his own accord. He went out of his way to tweet it. These men are asking questions, leading questions, to put man in trouble.
I guess that's their job.
Somewhat.
I don't know.
And that's
man.
why people hate journalists.
I don't know. It's weird though, isn't it? Like, so now what happens to the NBA?
From what I understand, Adam Silver came out and he said, "We not stand by what he said. We stand by freedom of speech, and that obviously we're not a political entity, but we allow our people to talk about their political views." So to
Yeah.
say. So
I mean, he did it on Twitter. So what? He's a GM of a team. That's
which
just
is
his job.
kind of funny and
That's just
interesting.
his job. So
Kind of interesting.
you know,
Twitter's banned in China, so I don't know how they even got there. It's mad, isn't it?
it's wild. They just have everything we have, but different versions
Yeah,
of it.
basically.
It's so weird.
Literally. That's how you make money, though. It's peas, man. If you got a billion population, you got a billion consumers potentially.
Yeah.
But
That's wild.
yeah, so the NBA bag's been somewhat fucked up. I did watch some of the preseason, as you mentioned. Let's just move on to that quickly. I watched the Houston Rockets play someone from Japan or China.
No, it was a Chinese team. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, I think it's a Chinese team playing in Japan though.
Wait.
Because it was Guangzhou or something.
Why
like
the hell? Yeah, the Bulldogs probably. They're quite a good team. I think Stephon Marbury used to play for that team.
that. Okay.
And they played a team that Donatus Monteunus plays on. The big white guy. He was draining
Who?
threes for the Chinese
Rockets?
team. They played
The Rockets, yeah.
and
okay.
he used to play for the Rockets.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it and I watched up to the third quarter and I was like, bruv, this is like, this is just a mockery somewhat, bruv. James Harden was doing that stupid jump shot, bruv.
What else was he supposed to be doing?
Bruv, it's a mockery,
It's an
bruv.
exhibition game.
Bruv,
It's an
he was doing
exhibition.
that
It's
stupid
a
one-legged
preseason game.
free pointer and I'm looking at it thinking, nah, you're taking a piss, bruv.
When they start dropping, you're just gonna chat more shit about it.
Nah, it's
See how niggas are switched up. You
It's
see the
stupid,
flagrant 2, man, and how they've been talking about. Schultz, the OG, was fucking saying how he considers James Harden to be the greatest defensive.
No, it's offensive player.
Yeah,
Scorer.
yeah, which is just not true.
I don't like his game, so I can't give it to him.
That doesn't make sense.
I just don't
It's just
like
not true. He hasn't got enough scoring titles. KD, the reason why KD's so good is basically, and I think I've said it on the podcast before, and then we'll
No,
get
but they
back
were
to the
basing it
preseason
off
games.
what his average was, right?
No, and the average of that last season, he got 36 points per game. I was screaming it for the whole of last season, so I'm not going to go back into that. But the reason why I'm bringing up KD, and then we can go back onto the other preseason games here, sorry, Mill, is that KD got as many scoring titles in his youth as LeBron James got MVPs. Obviously, the MVP award is more prestigious, but KD won it 4 times. And I think he did like 2 times in a row or something like back to back, where he just averaged the most points in the league. And he was young at the time he did it. The same way LeBron James was like.
So how many has Harden got?
James
must
Harden's
have
only
2,
got
no?
an MVP, and I think he's got 1 scoring title.
So he didn't get scoring title for 36 points?
You got it this season, okay, maybe 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but KD's got 4. And now KD's got chips.
Yeah.
But anyway.
KD's established now, man.
I mean,
Very established.
I don't
He's
even
got
like-
he's
I
got
don't even like the Kawhi talk. But yeah,
What do you mean?
I just don't. I think it's a bit too. Like I get it, but I think it's actually a bit too soon. And I think if he's gonna be anywhere, he's like the 7th best player in the league.
Right now?
Maybe like
No,
the
Ryan.
6th,
Maybe 5th.
6th,
5th.
6th.
Go on, give your 5.
Steph Curry,
Uh-huh.
LeBron James,
Uh-huh.
James Harden,
Uh-huh. Okay. I'll put Kawhi.
James Harden,
Okay, go.
Kevin Durant.
Uh-huh.
I guess it has to go to Kawhi or I don't know
Or
because I know.
Giannis, innit?
I
You hate both of them.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Kawhi over Giannis, but I don't know.
In
I don't
terms
know.
of like player power, I'd put James Harden in there, right? But in terms of like, would I want him for my team? No, I'd put Kawhi in there.
James Harden's been to the finals. James Harden's won a 6th Man of the Year and an MVP.
And Kawhi has more than that.
No, he just has 2 chips and
And
Defensive
two,
Player of the Year.
and 2 MVPs, no?
What? Where?
Finals MVP.
That's a Finals MVP. What the fuck does that mean?
Bruv, it means that you did your job to win that ring, fam.
He's got 1 Finals MVP.
And
Did he get the Finals
Yeah.
MVP the year that he locked up LeBron?
yeah, he did.
They gave it to him.
Yeah, he did. You get Finals MVP for locking up LeBron, man.
That's
Iguodala
the
won it as well,
dumbest
fam.
shit
Come
I've
on.
ever seen in my. Look, he's got what? 2
Yeah.
Finals MVP
I'm pretty sure.
and 2 chips.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But who else? Who were we comparing him to a minute ago?
KD.
James Harden, who's got
Yeah.
6th Man of the Year, MVP, a couple scoring titles.
Yeah, I'd rather have the winner.
No, like, yes, you've won the championship, but we're looking at individual accolades, and the only individual accolades that my man has is the finals MVPs and the defensive players of the year, which are pretty good in my opinion. But he's only got 2 of them. He doesn't have as many all-stars. He doesn't average as many points. That's the whole thing. He's been injured.
Let's put it like this.
We give him too much credit. We give him too much credit.
You're starting a franchise.
Yeah.
You have to pick between 1 and 2. It's like fucking Pokemon when you have to go to the professional.
I picked James Harden because if I'm starting a franchise, I would just tell him what to do. He can play. Like, KD's come out and said it, and I don't know why people still talk about this guy's playing style. He's playing that way because his coach wants him to. When he was at OKC, he played the way he was asked to. And he played pretty much like Klay Thompson, but got way more backdoor cuts, used to bang the ball way more. Great defender back then. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it. If you go watch him at OKC, he was a great defender back then.
I have heard he came
now because all he needs to do is come down and shoot it off one leg and it's straight in your eyes, getting the and one.
Bro, I can't believe this guy's actually doing that.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna call it.
He didn't get enough and ones as well.
They're gonna call it the and one step back. The on one step back.
It's gonna be
on
so
one and one.
stupid.
But yeah, we get back to the games. I just want so much more for James Harden. I think they're gonna do bits. They played well. It's an exhibition game.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
Markel Fultz played well.
It didn't look like a challenge. Who's he playing for?
Orlando Magic.
To be honest, that's one thing that I need to I want the league to start so I can start figuring out who the hell's playing where. Because like at the moment, I'm just someone getting accustomed to some people that I've moved and like.
I've been abreast of it all. Well, no, some of them have surprised me.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, you did move. Oh shit, you are there. And it's like, oh, so I need to somewhat get my head around that a bit as well.
Did you watch the Lakers highlights?
I did.
Against the Warriors?
I did.
It was important.
They were doing bits, absolute bits. They
looks like Showtime. Yeah,
they look scary.
They've got deep.
It's
a deep bench.
Because I saw you in the group chat saying that you reckon they're gonna win the thing, and then you and Swift had your little argument, right? About how he thought the Warriors were better. Then I watched the game and I could see where your standpoint came from, and
JaVale McGee has got an NBA championship, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So
two.
Oh,
he's got 2.
JaVale McGee has 1 less championships than LeBron James.
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
1 less. So JaVale McGee understands what it. So LeBron and JaVale playing together. Let me just put it like this: people are really acting like when LeBron was healthy, that the Lakers weren't a force in the league.
Yeah.
People are really forgetting that because of the way the season shaped up. That was the best, and everyone said it. That was the best thing that could happen to the league.
Should I tell you something?
They're forgetting that they were 4th when he went down.
On that sort of note, right? What I noticed in that preseason game when I was watching it is he has a lot more confidence in those around him now.
He's got a heartbeat now. He just flowing.
And it's like
running around.
Yeah, because he feels that the pressure's left. That
AD was doing bits though, man. Give him the ball and he'll go and get it. That's all it is. And LeBron James is comfortable now.
Yeah,
he don't have to focus about getting buckets.
And it feels like he feels a lot more.
They've got the Dwight Howard there,
and he's doing bits, bro. He's doing all right on the rim, fam.
This is so sick. So now, because obviously I haven't really thought about what I wanted to talk about, but now I'm talking, it's flowing, and I'll get something. But we'll talk about the preseason games quickly, and we'll get onto it. But yeah, Dwight Howard's there, Rondo's still there, Avery Bradley's there.
I watched
Contavious Caldwell-Pope's still there.
So you have like a second string team in it, so you test the depth. And I looked at it and I was like, it's decent. It's not bad.
They've got veterans. They've got people who have won championships, people that have been to the finals. It is the perfect blend of NBA vets, accomplished NBA vets, and one young NBA star and a good supporting cast. Do you get me?
I'm pretty sure I
that's
saw
what it's made up of. It's sick.
Like someone was saying, I think it was Jeff Van Gundy or something. Dwight Howard's a first round pick. AD, LeBron. So they've got like proper
caliber players.
Yeah, caliber talent there. So like they should be able to go a decent. They are looking very scary. I'm not gonna lie. LeBron looked very free. AD is
actually. This is where you will find out whether or not AD is as good as people have said, because no one really watches the Pelicans. And he might explode for 50 on a random night. He still played on the Pelicans,
and you're not expecting him to go anywhere.
I mean, the last season. Not this one, the one before last, when they had Rondo there, and then they went to the second round,
Cousins.
and they bounced out the fucking Trailblazers. Yeah, they were sick.
Yeah, they were nice.
AD was doing bits. Drew Holiday was doing bits. Rondo, remember playoff Rondo?
Yeah. I do remember. That year was sick.
AD's about to do bits.
Yeah,
I'm ready for him to do
Very
this.
nice
He's
jumper
our
as well,
age.
man.
Yeah, man, from
Very nice
mid-range, and he
jumper.
can stretch it out to the
Very
free now.
nice. I
He's
like
looking
it.
bigger now. He's looking like a man.
Very
It's
nice jumper.
crazy.
Bro, when I watched him, I was like, do you know what? Imagine being that size and having a jumper. Like, what the fuck are you gonna be able to do? You can't really guard him that much.
Yeah, man, and he can mix up and like he's got moves.
Nah, that's gonna be a be a problem.
Yeah,
I think they will be a problem.
yeah,
to be
man,
honest.
because people act like Kawhi and KD are actually close to this guy LeBron James. People act
Nah,
like
there was one
it's
move. I was one move, and it was very simple. It was just him brushing someone off and going to the rack. But the ease at which he did it, I was like, yo, you actually just pushed a full-grown man out of the way, you know, like
a child.
like that's mad. Like,
I swear LeBron means muscle in French.
That's mean something, isn't
It
it?
means muscle in French.
Genuine.
I think so. Yo,
that
Mitchell,
would
could
be
you please
sick.
check for us if LeBron means muscle in French? I swear it means muscle
That
in
would be
French.
hilarious.
LeBron.
But Warriors look
Good.
interesting.
Look good.
D'Lo played, right?
I can't remember if he did because I was too busy watching the Lakers batter these man. That's what was wild about
I feel
it.
like he did.
It was
play.
more about Steph. Steph caught my eye.
See, I weren't watching them at all because I don't remember what Steph did.
Put up shots.
I don't remember. I didn't even see it. I don't like. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even. I won't even watch it. Every time they got the ball, probably was off.
Oh God, you can't check on your phone. God,
This yard has no
we'll
signal.
never know if LeBron means muscle, but we think it does.
It
You
probably
see
does,
it?
bruv.
I feel like it does. I'm a polyglot to some regard.
But yeah, you said you thought something to talk about.
I kind of wanted to talk about more games because I like Markel Fultz. He was doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Zion,
Oh,
Lonzo.
I actually haven't watched that one.
Okay, that was a good link up.
Yeah,
Watch that.
I think that would work as well. And like I said to you, I
Mm.
see the dunk, and
Mm.
he's dunking on full-grown men.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, I've seen first-round picks, and I've seen the draft for about 4 or 5 seasons now, right?
Mm.
And I've not seen a big been drafted yet, or not a
Yeah.
big that's highly touted as much as Zion.
Yeah. He's
And
not
I've
a
not
big.
seen.
Or is he? I guess he is. He's like a small. Where does he play?
I don't even know at the moment.
Mm.
But I've not seen someone transition as quickly as I've seen Zion somewhat transition into it. Like he posterized a full-grown man, and he's only like 18, 19 years old, and I'm like,
Yeah, I guess so. But
that's ballsy, fam.
no, man. Like if you no, because if he was 6'10", you'd expect it, like you get posters, isn't it? And that's what he does. He's about. It's because he's shorter than like the people he's going up against. I mean, he's got a supreme bounce.
Man,
Like he looks like the Michelin Man. Looks like a black Michelin Man.
somewhat.
Literally, just
Somewhat. It's gonna be
black tires, muscles. Like he just bouncy, bro. It's hard to describe it. Like I wasn't
Nah.
surprised. I've been watching the kid since he was like 15.
I was surprised he threw it out the bag so quickly. Like he just went
What else is he gonna do?
do a few
Shoot-
layups and that.
Shoot threes.
No, he can't do that. We know that. Alright,
So
but he's gonna do some, do some layups.
What?
Just
No, man. Like
catch some rims and that, bruv. He just went straight to the fucking board and racked it on this guy.
that
and I was
wasn't the
like, whoa.
first thing he did. He
That's
got
the first thing I saw. Then,
yeah.
I guess, innit?
It's not the first thing he did, but I mean, what else is he supposed to do? I expect him to catch bodies and to go up strong. He shoots layups when he's contested. He goes to dunk everything. This is no,
He's got
no,
the
he
bounce.
should. I'm telling you, he does.
You should.
So like, I don't expect Zion to ever go for a layup. I expect him to go up and dunk it, and then someone's in his way, so he's got to adjust and score the layup that way, or even try
Has he
to
got the
continue to
agility
dunk
to
it.
do that though.
What do you mean? Of course. You can't throw the dunks down that he throws down without being agile. He can do 360 windmills. He can do
Yeah, he can.
360 between the legs.
But
can do
those
crazy
kind of
dunks.
dunk, can you do them in game like that?
It depends on who. Yeah, Vince Carter could. J.R. Smith has done them. Paul George has done a couple nice dunks in game. You know, Steve Francis used to get really
We're
nice in
talking
game
about man
dunks.
that had like
Gerald Green.
15-year careers, right? And they probably got like 4.
No, for a season.
Nah.
Yeah.
Windmills.
Yeah, what? Are you
I ain't
crazy?
seen-
Russell Westbrook had like
Yeah,
plenty
he
of windmills.
does.
And like I don't like he's bouncy and he's athletic, but I don't rate his bounce in the same way I rate other people's bounces. It's weird.
Who,
Because
Russ?
yeah,
Or-
his is a lean. Like he don't like jump all the way up when he goes off of 2 feet. He leans into it, and yeah, he gets high, but his are always leans. Whereas I like people who like Zion can lean, but he's gonna come from further back and like
His
jump
arm goes
up,
back rather than
up. Yeah, then
feel you.
then his body like,
Yeah, I
like
see what you
really
mean.
throw it down on people. But
I do
that's
see
just a
what you mean.
preference. Like obviously Russ has got bounce, but yeah, I like the way OKC look.
I haven't watched them.
Yeah, and
got
I
no
really
reason to.
really want. Sorry, really want. Wow. I really want Chris Paul to do well, and they won their first game, and they're looking like a team.
You
Shea
said
Gilgeous Alexander's killing it.
So
Then-
who's going to pass to? We had this conversation.
Shea Gilgeous Alexander, he went to the playoffs last season, starting on that Clippers team that gave the Warriors work.
Okay.
So as a rookie, so he's coming into his second year. He looked great with them. Dennis Schroeder just came off a play. They've still got
like
Steven
Schroeder
Adams. They've got a few other people there as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then CP3 was just nailing threes. He's free now.
Okay.
People are like,
He can shoot.
No, he was the man before he linked up with Blake Griffin.
See,
He was the man on his team. He was a rookie of the year.
I wasn't there.
No, obviously, but the reason I'm saying these things is so that you can understand why there is a kind of like, because you probably don't understand why people rate him so much. Not really.
I do and I don't.
For one, he's tiny. He's like your height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
You
what?
might even be a little bit taller than Chris Paul.
I know it.
No cap. You
Alright,
might be a little bit
that's
taller than.
nothing. He said
Yeah.
he
He's
said
normal. He's like 185,
he said-
188.
he's small. He's your height. I'm 6'2". That's a bit mad still.
I'm talking about NBA standards.
No,
bro.
but it's still mad. Think about it.
Yeah, I'm talking about NBA standards.
Yeah,
though.
but
yeah,
it's still kind of mad. But
I'm just used to talking about it. I just thought
but it's just-
already.
even footballers, that's not short.
No, that's tall for a football player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of mad. But anyway, yeah, go on. But no,
That's so funny. I forget that man didn't view it that way.
it's crazy, fam. Like, genuinely.
But
But
we talking about Giants.
with CP3, the only thing I seem to remember for some reason, and it just flashed into my head as soon as you mentioned him, is when he got dropped by Curry. That was so rude.
Don't you remember when he was nailing 3-pointers in KD's face?
And KD's face.
Yeah.
Oh, I do actually remember
for the
that.
Clippers.
Yeah, I do actually.
So do you not remember that?
I do.
8 3-pointers, all in
But-
KD's eye, guarding KD. Yeah, Chris Paul's big time, and I'm telling you, I genuinely believe that if he keeps his emotions in check, but I can't speak to that because he likes to talk. But if he keeps his emotions in check, he can snag an 8th seed in this Western Conference with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Guys that have been to the playoffs before.
Yeah.
All of the guys on the team have been to the playoffs before.
I need to have a look.
They
at the
they
West
could
again.
they are, in my opinion, with Chris Paul being there and being a flat out all-star.
Rockets, Warriors, Lakers. Who the hell is?
I like the Grizzlies' new look as well. Tyus Jones is over there from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Derrick
Okay.
Rose is now playing on the Detroit Pistons, and they look good.
I want to see what the European guys are doing.
Which European guys?
The Dallas Mavericks,
Oh,
Luka
mate.
Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. That looked quite decent last year.
There's about to be a lot of proud
Proud Fagans.
guys out there. You know what I mean? Because them two are big time.
They should. They looked alright last year.
Yeah, they didn't. Porzingis didn't play.
Well,
Luka won Rookie of the Year.
I've seen Kristaps play, and Luka
Yeah.
looks alright. So
Yeah,
They
nah. Basically, it's great that we're talking about Kristaps because then I can segue onto what I wanted to talk about. Another thing that I've seen about the NBA.
go on.
They're now like changing players' heights.
Oh, I saw something about that.
Yeah,
Something that. I
yeah, it's
forgot who-
really fucking weird.
Who was it? I think it was Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
They listed him as from 6'11" to 6'9" or something like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, bruh.
what the
that's a bit mad
fuck?
still.
That has changed my whole entire perspective on Dwight Howard. And obviously, for me, it's a mazine because I've
Why?
been watching it for years. He's always been a big man, 6'11", 6'9". That's an inch taller than LeBron. That's an inch taller. And like guys
Does
like
that
Tobias Harris to buy
Alright,
like
so
the
in your view, does that make
him
LeBron
more-
really tall or him short?
both. And it makes Dwight Howard even more impressive. 6'9", power forward. That means he's short for the role. Whereas KD's now a legitimate 6'10". Can't hide it no more.
Yeah, 6'10". I saw that one as well. Yeah,
Guys that are
was
listed as
somewhat-
7'1" have like come down to 7 foot.
Does it make?
Luka's 6'6" now. Kemba Walker, I always knew he looked like a little nigga. 5'11".
Fuck off.
A regular ass nigga.
5'11".
Kyrie 6'2".
No way.
Yeah.
That motherfucker looks short.
It's
probably the
weird.
way his game is, isn't it?
It's weird for me, man.
That's so odd.
Zion now 6'6". It's weird.
Is that it? Is Zion and Richmond the same height?
Bro.
Mad thing.
Bro. Ooh, Richmond could really have become a Zion, you know.
Bruv, I've been telling you, man, fam.
Bro.
When I see the
But yeah,
potential in you, man.
like,
man
what
don't
do you
listen
think
to me.
about that? What if you just like found that like it's
I don't
weird.
understand. It doesn't bother me too much. Even when you lot were first, like when I first joined the whole basketballing world, and everyone was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, this height, this height," and I sort of get it, but then I'm like, if you put yourself in a pool of everyone being between the heights of 6'2" and like 7 foot, it doesn't make that much difference. If everyone is around the same height,
How many 7-foot motherfuckers have you seen? Be
not
honest.
many. But what I'm saying is, if
I've
everyone
been
is around
around enough niggas who are 6'8" and above to tell you that ain't nothing normal about it. That's why people are always carrying on.
They're all.
It's fucking weird.
If the pool,
Why are they so tall? The only reason you can speak
They're
about it
all
like
are
this is
tall, though.
because you're not that short. You're like 6'2", as you like to claim. I reckon you're about 6'1". But yeah,
6'2", bro.
anyway,
I've measured myself.
you're about 6'2", and so like someone who's 6'5" ain't that tall to you. But remember, I'm only 5'11". I'm pushing 6 foot.
What?
It is weird. That's why
No.
niggas talk about it.
Yes. See, this is what I'm saying to you now.
How could you be
that's exact-
6'6"
You're
tall?
saying- You're confirming my point.
What did you say then? That's got me
Which
talking
is-
it like this.
They're all around the same height, so they don't look like freaks.
No, it's just a bunch of tall freaks. We ain't saying the same shit,
We
nigga.
are.
It's just a bunch of
No.
tall niggas.
They're
It's-
all freaks. So if they're all freaks,
being around man who was 6'4" is weird. I worked in an office where the average height of the man was 6'3" because there were 5 niggas who were 6'4" and above, and then the rest of us were normal height, and then a couple short niggas because you can't escape short niggas. I'm telling you this for free. When there is a basketball team 6'5" around, it's just weird. It don't make it seem not weird.
No.
You're talking about them against each other.
exactly.
No, bro, because 7 foot is tall. Remember, I worked on that show. We had a guy on that series who was 7'7". He
Listen.
used to go to Loughborough. He was 7'7". When he stood against my 6'5" colleagues, yeah, they were like, raw. When
Listen.
it makes a difference incrementally. Is what I'm
Does
saying.
Dwight Howard moving from 6'11" to 6'9" impact anything?
Yeah, man.
Not
They
necessarily.
might play him differently. They might play him like he's a bitch now. Yeah.
Nah, there's other reasons to play him like a
Start
bitch.
whispering in his ear.
There's other reasons
Start
for that
whispering in
shit,
his
fam.
ears. Start whispering in his ears on defense. Raise your kids. Raise your kids.
You
Raise your
like
kids.
trannies, you like it up the booty.
Raise your kids. I heard you like man. You know, one of them ones just whispering at him. No, like
get that as a
obviously
dad,
no.
but-
It doesn't. It won't change the game, but it will change the
And
way
that's
the
what-
game looks in my mind.
That's why it did like. I don't. It's like
It will change the way.
it's
the
like
game looks in
suddenly
my mind.
everyone's saying, "Oh my God, Messi's right-footed" or something. It's
Yeah,
like,
that would twang you. You would be like, oh my God, how is he doing these bits on his left foot when his right foot is his dominant foot? What happens when he starts pulling that? Will he play till he's 45 with this right foot of God? You see
Nah.
it? It would twang it in your mind. It might
that
not
that
change
might
the
have been
outcome.
that might have been a different scenario because you've only got that. I don't know. It's just.
It's just
height-
weird.
height
If
is-
you found out Messi was 6'1",
if I found out Messi was 6'1", everything in life is a lie.
that's what it is.
No.
Shut up, man.
No, because
It
these
don't
man
matter-
are
it
these
don't
man are
matter if
fake
it's an
tall, fam.
inch.
They've been fake tall. You've been telling me that they
Listed heights.
Yeah,
but
like-
don't confirm it now, bruv. It's weird. You're fucking up the fucking feng shui. Like Tobias Harris was listed as 6'9", yeah. He's now 6'7.5". Why?
That's jokes.
Now he looks. He's not scary no
Yeah,
more.
it
To me.
doesn't
He
answer you
you
on
know,
that one.
you get me? Like now, I reckon I could
6'7"
really.
and a half just sounds a
I
bit.
could cross him.
It don't
I
sound.
could cross him now. If Kemba's 5'11", I could dunk on him. You see the
Yeah.
way it's fucked up my mind,
That's
bro.
good though. Makes you realize
I
that you
know-
could have
no,
been.
Kemba's
You
nice
could
as
have been
fuck.
there too, fam.
Kemba's the prototype of like niggas that height. He's really good.
I know.
Most people should look to be like Kemba.
Alright.
Jeez. Shall we go into the UFC? And all
Let's
the
go.
combat
Let's
sports?
go. Shouts out, you man, innit?
Yeah, man.
Shouts out you man.
You
innit?
know what? I didn't even mean to rep here, but obviously, man's keeping it green. Even down to the watch and that.
Shouts out the Yoruba man.
You'll have to only half. You'll have to blur that out still.
Half Yoruba, half
Yeah, we
Igbo.
don't. They don't pay us. Ijo, not Ibo, but yeah.
Oh, is it?
He went and fucking did it, didn't he?
But
Yo,
he's
such a G.
he's like the
such
next
a
best
G.
thing in the whole UFC scene. Because he's the full package. He's got the charisma. He's got the ability.
Yeah.
He's also got the and pretty much the two things. Those are the two things you need, I guess. Ability and charisma.
No,
Although there's
'cause some
only
people have
one
charisma
thing,
who
that
don't like to
not
sell
that I'm going to
themselves.
critique him on.
Mm.
It's just that somewhat I'm interested to see is what his that wrestling game is. Because no one's taken him there.
I mean, Gastelum tried to take him down, couldn't manage, and he was a good
that's
wrestler.
it, yeah. And
And that was a great fight.
I haven't seen him be like proper. I haven't seen him proper be taken.
I
by
don't
a
think he'd be good on the floor.
I don't think so
and I
either.
don't think he'd be good against John Jones right now, but it depends on how it happens. But it'd be a great fight to watch. And if John Jones had the balls to stand him up, because John Jones is a bully. And
'Cause
I've
with-
known this. He's a bully. He's really capable, but because he's actually kind of a nice guy when you hear him talk. He's actually just.
I haven't watched
He's a
John
bully.
Jones,
He's
to
a
be
bully,
honest.
bro. He's really capable.
Like
More
with
capable than
Stylebender,
others, but
watching the
he's
fight,
psycho,
I
man.
watched the Whittaker fight as well, and
Mm.
I don't think there will be anyone to beat him standing. He's got the reach. He's got the ability. He's got the
aims
dodge.
And he fires.
Yeah, like he's
He
got the
told these niggas he would.
So-
Shit. He's so good with it.
standing. I
His
don't see many
stand-up game
people.
was sick.
Yeah.
He's a sick kickboxer.
And
Have you seen
kicking
his
as well. I
have you
was
seen
like,
his-
raw.
Have you
like-
seen his record? His kickboxing record?
No.
Like, yo, these niggas weren't lying because you know me. I like my fighting sports.
Mm.
Talk to T about it a lot still. Fucking, yo, like he's had like 90 fights.
Oh, for real?
He's had bare fights, bruv.
Oh, because they usually don't do that many.
Bro, he's had bare fights, loads of them. Loads of fights, and he's got really good hands. He really is just a black Conor McGregor. And,
Somewhat.
And it's a shame that he can't, that, you know, because of the way the world is, that he won't be able to garner as much interest. He won't be able to do it as big as Conor.
Well, one thing that I have heard,
Man.
and I think that they need to do, and he should push it as well, and his fellow UFC members,
What, Usman?
which is UFC in Africa and Nigeria,
Yeah, man.
which will be fucking wavy. And
Has
that
to be a
is
huge fight.
them man getting their own fan base, building from their own, because that's going to build so much attention within. Like, I don't think Africa has a UFC influence right now.
Well, I mean, he's there. Like, there's a video of him going back.
No, but in the sense that, like,
It doesn't have an infrastructure. It probably,
yeah,
it probably
they're
has
not
a scene.
foundation from
Probably
there.
has a scene. But
Like,
not an
as in-
infrastructure. It's probably pretty fucking ghetto.
Yeah,
And
like
it's probably man them in the hood training. But
Yeah, sort of
like
thing.
he went back to a boxing gym. Like obviously, this is Nigeria as a country. We field sports teams, so we probably do have boxing
and
facilities.
facilities and all of that.
Probably-
I'm not saying that.
Probably one or two MMA gyms in the country or about.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be at the standard of America. It's not going to be the standard of all these Western countries, obviously.
Yeah, and
Just
that's
the
what.
way
And,
things are.
but bringing the UFC to Africa and Nigeria will allow for the funds and the money and the blah blah blah
It'd
blah.
just be fucking sick. I'd have to get a ticket.
That'll be wavy.
I'd have to go,
That'll
bro.
be sick.
Because this nigga here, he's the truth, bro. Like the match looked good.
I like his charisma as well, man. I like the way he does it. I like the whole.
He's a bit of a cunt.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he
I
is,
don't find
bro.
him as much of a cunt as Connor.
Yeah, because Connor's white.
Nah, man. And I don't. I didn't
that's-
want.
and
I
that's
didn't,
what it is.
I didn't want to bring it there, but I don't
That's
think
how
it
it
is that.
feels.
I
No.
don't feel like it is that.
I just think he's got that weird. It's because he's got a fucking New
And
Zealander's
maybe it is
accent.
part of it. Is I
He's
don't
got
know.
he's got a New Zealander's accent, so I don't fuck with it. But I
He's
like
like,
the dude.
Who the
His
fuck is that
accent-
guy?
His accent's weird, bro. Like I just think his accent's completely fucking weird.
Who?
But
Is he?
Israel, but like I rate him though. Like he's so Nigerian.
I just
it's
don't like
funny.
his name.
He's
but that's
funny.
'cause I'm Muslim.
Oh, fair enough. He's so funny, man. He's actually a joker. He's just a clown. He's literally just a clown.
No, I like him. I like his persona. I like his
And
personality.
he reminds me of me, Bears.
And just some of the stuff he says, I do see.
All
what
of the
you
shit
mean.
he does, bruv. He
And,
came in crumping, fam. He
came-
came into the ring crumping
on a high, innit?
like this.
Yeah.
And then did the Rock Lee. Yo, if anyone knows about me and is a Narutard, yeah, they know that Rock Lee and Mike Guy are my favorite characters. Man came in like that. He loves it, bro. He's a fucking dweeb,
Yeah.
and he's still beating man up.
Yeah.
He's Nigerian.
And that's what's sick about it.
And
as
he
well,
grew up
somewhat.
in a place that speaks English. Oh, bro, he's like literally like my hero, bro.
That's
Like, the
good
guy
enough.
is so fucking sick. And it's because his stand-up game's so techie as well. Like he says it and he does it. Like how Conor says it. Like he aims and he fires, bro. Like when he slips, the way he was
So
slipping,
nice.
he was slipping my man
That's
like
it.
Floyd, bro.
That-
These kicks and these punches were coming through, and my man just went, "Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate." just giving him young
brushing
shoulder
him off,
rolls and
brushing
getting
him.
out of there and then just coming in with the same. Bro, it was like when Amanda Nunes fucked up Cyborg. Cyborg was swinging, but then he was throwing the same kind of a rotational, and then he just bang. He was getting in there, letting it slip, and bang, left. Bro, 10-10. I'm coming to your next fight, Izzy Adesenya. You're the man. You're the man.
He is.
You fucked that nigga up. It was a good fight, bro.
It was.
Shouts out Whitaker, because Whitaker's apparently a bit of a boss himself.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I haven't seen much of him. I don't watch. He's like the only fighter I actually follow, and it's because I actually like his personality somewhat as well. And Khabib.
Man, it's because he's I can't. No, Khabib too serious, bro.
Nah, man, Khabib's nice with it, and I like. It introduced me to a different style, innit? Like that whole wrestling style.
No, it's just bullying.
It is.
And I think he's on roids.
You think so? No, they would have found out by now.
No, they wouldn't.
They would. He's Russian.
That's why they wouldn't and haven't found out yet.
They found all the Russians at the moment.
He's got his metabolic thing is different. It's natural. You see it.
But
Errol Spence.
so I don't understand what exactly happened. He just had a car crash, right?
Bro, have you no heart?
I mean,
Have you no heart, fam?
what am I supposed to say? Get well soon.
Yeah, at least.
That's about all I
Who
can
is
say.
Errol Spence?
And that too.
I shouldn't be laughing. I just don't know who he is. Like, I kind of know who he is, but I don't fully know who
Isn't
he
he
is.
just like a coming up? Like someone that's
Yeah,
coming
but
up?
like he had been making noise. Like I'd seen his name floating about, and I think he's had a couple fights recently. But I don't think I know who he is. But I definitely don't want that to. I wouldn't wish that on my worst.
No,
enemy,
of course
so.
not. I just don't understand. I just don't know.
Is he British? Is he American? I don't know.
I don't like.
Because didn't Errol Spence fight Anthony Yard?
Then he's
Wasn't that the fight?
maybe it was, but if
And
that's
he beat
the
up
case,
Anthony Yard, and Anthony Yard was the light skinned Don with cane roll. No, that's from
yeah,
Britain.
from the UK. So he's not.
So
from the
Errol
UK.
Spence is probably the American Don.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
apparently he's a bit braggadocious, and it was a Ferrari, and he's flipped it a couple
Yeah,
times.
see stuff like that.
It's
Bro,
a madness, man.
You punch people in the head for a living, bro. Just continue doing that. It's fun.
It's
As long as you
mad,
don't
it's
get hit
mad.
back.
Well, I wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah,
I hope he
man.
can come back to his best, because nothing worse than an athlete suffering them kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, man.
because
It's
it's
whack.
a bit mad.
Never know if
But
you can get it back.
another thing that came out quickly just on fighting sports is Billy Joe Saunders is the main card for the fight in the
It's the
Staples Center.
undercard.
No,
for-
it is the main card, but it's not the pay per
Oh, but
view.
it's not a pay-per-view. That's what you're talking about, yeah.
The pay per view is KSI versus Logan Paul, because that's the one that's going to generate more revenue.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, though.
No, I would pay money to see these complete white lads punch each other. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess.
Yeah.
And there's a
'Cause-
lot of there is a lot of
'cause
people that will pay
it's
for it.
nothing. It ain't nothing better than watching two men who can't fight. Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people
yeah,
don't
yeah,
like
and
UFC.
that's essentially
But
what
if
it
you watch
is.
a couple men who, they're not really gonna hurt each other, but might just box the shit out of each other and might bust someone's nose, and you see when it gets a little bit personal and that.
Yeah, literally.
You see it.
That's
Last
what-
time they fought with head guards. This time they better punch each other up, fam.
Yeah.
They
I'm
better
feeling
punch
you
each
on
other
that.
up.
Alright, we ready? So
You go first.
that's the basketball segment done.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time for my favorite time of the week or the fortnight, whatever you want to do. It's pitch of the week. Pitch of the week. So my pitch of the week goes to the Chinese relay females.
Yeah, that
Have you
was
seen
hilarious.
this?
Of
That
course I've
was
seen it.
absolutely. Oh my god! I could not believe what I was watching. If you haven't seen it, I beg you go check it out. It's probably the funniest thing you'll see all week.
Yo, let me interject quickly.
Go for it.
The reason why, actually, you know what? Explain it. I shouldn't have interjected. It'll make sense after.
Right. So
Wildest fucking video, bro.
the clip is, so you see them running, and they attempt to bat an exchange, and as they attempt to bat an exchange, they obviously fuck up, and then they're like they're like
Obviously.
looking at each other like, what should we do? What should we do? And then they like decide to like jog backwards, but it's funny because they jog backwards and like, should we like change here? And then like, no, let's keep going. And then they keep going backwards, and then like keep going. And I'm like, where are you going? Like they literally went back to the start point.
So, the reason I was going to interject before, yeah, look, it's like, I don't want to say anything that could get me in trouble, but like I have heard stories of people from oppressive states that get the chance to compete for said nations, in international competitions, that have tried to, I don't know, let's say elope, like just take a little longer excursion than the time permitted to compete in these international, duels, I guess the states would see it as. And I fully thought that these girls were gonna do a runner. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was thinking, yes, bitch, go on. You can make it. This is your chance. I mean, this is your chance. You can make it. And then they pick up the baton and start to discuss. So I'm like, what the? Nah, keep going. I'm thinking, keep going. I've seen this one before, I swear, with the North Korean team. I think it was one of the World Cups or something. Some of the man tried to try to elope. I was thinking these bitches was finna elope. They're discussing. They are discussing now. And they just repeat the exchange. But the reason it's a mazine is because the race is already done.
Yeah. People were finished by then.
The race.
And they were still going backwards.
The race. The race was finished.
Bruv, do you know what it looked like to me? It was
the other girls had stopped playing.
It looked like to me like...
And these bitches didn't even elope.
Bruv. It looked like to me like they were gymnasts. They were supposed... They did gymnastics they did gymnastics the day before. And someone was like, hey, listen, you're doing relay today. And they had no idea what was going on.
None. None.
It had to... Bruv, it had to...
Finish.
Because it looked like they had no coaching.
Bro.
I mean...
I thought they was doing the runner.
To know that you got to run
I
around
thought they
in
were
a
doing
ring.
the dash.
It has to be something along. And then they realized, shit, the camera's on us. They probably saw themselves on a big screen. And was like, hey, we
that was a young glitch in the Matrix. They were like, what the fuck?
They probably saw themselves on a big screen and were like, oh shit, they're onto us.
Let's do it again. Oh fuck, man.
Mad,
They was
so mad. But they're my pictures of the week because they made me. But bruv, I'm sorry, Chinese ladies, you get picture of the week.
Yeah, man.
That's all I can
Better
say.
luck next time. You can elope.
You ready?
Yo, I don't know, man. I feel like my picture of the week. It's gonna have to be Marcus Morris.
That was so funny though. It was so hilarious, man.
It's both Marcus Morris and Justin Anderson.
It was a two-way thing though.
Weak sauce on both parts. My whole thing is I don't mind annoying people.
Why did he do it?
Because he was annoying. It's as simple as that.
No, he was annoying him, but he managed to
He was
dash
up in
his head, fam.
Yeah, he was in. Didn't dash it.
He literally
He placed
someone,
it.
punched
He placed
it on his head.
and then took it back again.
And just took it. That's like imagine playing basketball.
And a grown man shoves the ball into your face.
I'm gonna have to kick you in the nuts.
Yeah.
It's something along
This
those
nigga
lines.
decides to look at the referee.
You're not gonna help me, ref? You know them snitch ass motherfuckers in
He
school.
is snitch. But the ref obviously saw it. I would have probably done the same. I would have flopped. That's what I would have done. Yeah. And then like tried to trip him up on done the shoelaces.
Nah, man. You got to kick him in the
I
nuts.
just don't rate man them who lose their cool like that. It's preseason.
I'm gonna go from petty to extra petty, so I'm gonna kick him in the nuts.
No, untying your shoelaces is the most petty you can get.
Untying.
Yeah, because when you bend down to when you bend down to tie him up again, I have free reign to slap you across the back of your head. I never usually get people with that one.
That'll be such a nice
slap the back of your head.
That one.
Boot the ball in your face as you're doing up your shoelace, you twat. I just don't like stuff like that, man. I probably used to do that kind of stuff. That's why I don't like it.
It makes me laugh, man. I don't mind it.
Like the action of it is funny, but like I don't think I like the Morris twins. I think they're a bit too gangster.
Yeah, but apparently they are thugs though.
So?
I heard they are thuggy.
Do you know how many niggas in the NBA are thugs? Most of these niggas are what Hillary Clinton used to refer to as super predators. Most of these niggas. So
super predator.
Yo, wild. They get away with whatever they like in America. I swear to God.
That's crazy. You can't refer to
Yo, super predators. That's what they used to call them. Honestly, in the 80s.
Barbaric, fam.
Can you imagine?
That's crazy.
But yeah, no, man, that's my pitch of the week. Both of them. And then Justin Anderson, just for not really, I would have mixed it up with him. Why not?
You
have
gotta
to.
grab him,
Yeah,
square
man.
up to him or
Yeah,
something,
man.
bro.
Yeah, yeah, man.
There's either one like
That's why he.
you
gets
can't
my
go
pitch
to
of
the
week.
ref. You've got to do the Kobe thing where you just seem unfazed,
Yeah,
or you just gotta,
yeah.
or you gotta fight him.
I mean, Matt Barnes didn't hit Kobe in the face with the ball. They would have fought. Kobe ain't no bitch, though.
Kobe ain't no bitch. Come on.
Kobe
But
been
at
had
the same
fights.
time, like he didn't even flinch. Like,
No, for what? What's he gonna finish for? He's from Philly. That's literally what he asked. I'm only paraphrasing because I would have flinched.
Yeah,
I might not have flinched, but like
more than likely.
they asked Kobe why, and he said, "Why would I?" That's what he said.
I love Kobe.
That's what he said.
I do
He
like
said,
Kobe.
like, mate, if someone threw the ball at your face and it whizzes right past, and you don't flinch, and someone asked you, "Why didn't you flinch?" Would you actually ask? Would you actually answer by saying,
Why would I?
"Why would I?" You'd probably say, "Oh, I didn't really see it coming." Yeah, you know them ones there.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
didn't really see it, to be fair.
Why would I?
It's gonna whiz past. Why would I?
But
Yeah, that's my pitch of the week. Fuck that bitch.
I don't think there's anything else. What about you? NBA starts soon. Premier
I'm
League should be back. It's
so
fucking annoying.
Fucking excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the NBA season.
Oh my god.
I'm excited for another season of sport in general. I
Yeah,
think
man.
last season was really, really good.
So good.
We've got
2019
so
was
much
sick
more
year.
to look forward
Yeah,
to.
man.
We've got more episodes of We Think We Know Sports to go.
Don't know.
This has been another episode of We Think We Know Sports. This is the Yang to my Yin. I'm Idris, not Elba. This has been another episode.